Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this. This is the KieranCast episode 1, the new 52. And in this episode, I'm going to be reviewing some of really old games that you've probably already played and decided whether you think they're good or bad, but that's not going to stop me. I've got Deus Ex DLC, A Criminal Past, which I just finished the other night. I've got Mass Effect. I've got Prey. I've got Xbox Live Game Pass, because that came out the other week. And next week, or in the next episode, I'm looking at talking about Persona 5. Fucking the Metal Dinosaur game that I can never remember the name of. Horizon Zero Dawn. Remembered it. I actually wrote down fucking Metal Dinosaur game. I can't remember, but I remembered it then. And Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands by Tom Clancy, who was dead, unfortunately. So I asked you in the to leave comments or send me emails in the last video about what is your favorite piece of DLC. So I'm going to get into that after I talk about everything else. But for next week or next time, I want to know, what is the best game you've ever played that everyone said was really shit? So what is a game that is bad, or you know it's bad, or you refuse to accept that it's bad, that you really love? So leave a comment, send an email, and I will get to the next episode. So get to the DLC ones, which I got a lot of consensus on. So I'm looking forward to talking about that in a minute. But before we get into any of that, let us review, shall we? I haven't built my table yet. Obviously, this is a ghetto setup. I've got my laptop on my drum throne because I'm smart. So yeah, I probably look like shit at this angle, but we'll figure it out next week when I finally go and buy some wood. Now, Deus Ex: A Criminal Past. Good downloadable content. The season pass was $14 through Game UK. If you live in the UK, it's only £7, I believe. So go and pick it up if you haven't. It's actually quite good for the thing. And I'm going to review one of the DLCs because I can't be bothered talking about the other one. So let's just talk about A Criminal Past. Now, if you don't know what A Criminal Past is about, you are undercover as Adam Jensen in a Supermax prison for the orgs. And it's actually quite fun. So I will talk about what I liked about it. It's a great prison setting. Not enough games, in my opinion, are set in kind of a prison or a prison setting, or you even go to prison, or you talk about prison. There's Prison Architect and stuff like that, but that's not really the kind of experience that I'm looking for. Oh my god! Sorry about that. The phone rang. Of course. Who has a home phone anymore? What is wrong with me? Anyway, what was I saying? Yes. Prison Architect and stuff like that where you design a prison, but I want like the game where you're actually in prison. And unfortunately, really, we haven't got a game like that. You went to prison in Mafia 2 for like 2 minutes and it was kind of crappy because it was teaching you brawling mechanics like 3/4 of the way through the game, which was a bit strange, in my opinion. So yeah, maybe I'll just have to go to prison and not experience it in a video game. Although that EA co-op game is set in prison, but though apparently I was reading only about a small percentage of the game is actually in prison. It's more of you on the outside, so that's kind of unfortunate. However, with the prison setting, they didn't really do much with it. And what I mean by that is you literally go to the prison, and then there's a riot, and shit goes down, and that's when you start doing what you have to. There was really no, this is prison, maybe you spend a couple of days trying to figure it out and work up the system. And I get that it's a downloadable content, but it still would have been nice to have more of a bit more time in the actual prison, because the DLC you could probably finish in a couple of hours, and in regards to the story of that DLC, it's probably only in the space of a couple of hours anyway. So you don't really get to stay in the prison, you don't get to experience the prison. There's parts of the prison experience I thought were weird. There's one thing where you talk to some guy and he's like, oh yeah, this is prison, you have to trade what you have to get what you want. And he's like, get me booze and I will give you something cool. And I'm like, all right, so this is clearly how the bartering system's going to work. So I went and stole booze and I gave it to him and he gave me the multi-tool. And I'm like, okay, I get this. So then I started to go around and steal everything I possibly could. But that never comes back later on in the game, which I thought was weird. So don't waste time like I did, because there is that many weapons that you can take and steal that you can then go and sell. So technically you should have an infinite amount of money to buy stuff, because you can just take all these weapons, go back and sell them, take them again, sell them, pick this up, sell them. So there's really no bartering or trading mechanic that's actually any decent. It's actually quite easy. It's a good setup. The way it starts, it's actually a prequel to the events in Human Revolution. No, hang on, Mankind Divided. Nailed it. Which I thought was a great game. It's probably my game of the year last year, but not a lot of people seem to like it as much as me, which is a bit odd, I thought. But yeah, so you start clean. You have no augments. So it's good for people like me, or I'm assuming you, who played Deus Ex last year and maybe it's now just getting into the DLC now that it's significantly cheaper because it's fucking $45 here. The season pass. So, you get in and then you can kind of start fresh as opposed to jumping in and getting so overwhelmed with the game mechanics of like, how do I do this? What does this do? You actually have the option to start the game where it makes sense for the story before you got all your experimental orgs. I did that because I never really used the experimental ones anyway, and I figured I would be limited to how many Praxis kits there were, so I didn't. I just did the basic one. Which, I like. I didn't really use any of the experimental orgs. The voice acting, some of the characters are cringy like they usually are. Adam Jensen's voice actor is incredible, but some of the other ones are just, and the writing is a little bit odd. It's still got the annoying stealth mechanics that stealth games always have. There's just certain mechanics that, like getting spotted by a camera that you can't really move away from. It's irritating because every time I get spotted and then have to reload, I don't feel like I'm getting any better at doing it. And it's not like, we'll just go a different way. It's like sometimes in stealth games you have to get lucky, and that's kind of irritates me. But in this game, like, it's no big deal because it loads pretty quick. But those instances are there where it's just like, how do I get in here? And you just spend... I mean, you probably love that, the thought of spending an hour trying to figure out how to get into a room without getting seen. But to me, it just irritates me because I don't feel that I'm getting any better at doing it. So, yeah. But that's every stealth game, in my opinion. I think it could be improved. Especially, like, Deus Ex has its quirks. And this irritated me in the main game, too, that I remembered it. So he's a superhuman with all these orgs and all these, he's a great hacker or all this shit, but he can't hack something while crouched. And that irritates the shit out of me because if you want to hack something and there's like a guard around, which is fine, then you stand up so you're visible. If he turns around, you're fucked. And that irritated me in the main game. I don't understand it. You can use the experimental org to hack stuff from a distance, but it's just, I don't know. It does not make sense to me. Which I thought was odd. You got to choose your powers wisely, like I mentioned. So, because there's only limited upgrades. And I go into the hacking, because I figure if I can hack anything, then I can turn everything off and just go right by. However, there were instances where I needed a gas mask, or I needed the no damage while falling. I needed the shield. And I didn't have enough upgrade kits for that, so it really makes you kind of plan your attack a little bit more wisely. So my recommendation is don't just spend them as you get them, because you will be up shit creek pretty quickly, as I was. However, thank God I found a way into the gas room, because if I didn't find a way into the gas room, I would probably... Because when I play Deus Ex, I need to get everywhere. Like, the story can be over here, but there's a room over here with probably nothing in it. And I will spend an hour trying to get into that room and probably get the shits. And then I finally get in there and there's nothing in there, and I'm like, God damn it. But I need to get in it. I cannot, I can't stress enough. I need to get in every room. It's just ridiculous. Yeah. But overall, it's a great DLC. Definitely worth like $14 for the pack. It's not. I wouldn't pay $45. I wouldn't pay $45 for a season pass. Period. I don't think. It's just ridiculous. But yeah, in the season pass, you get the other DLC, which is actually quite good, where you're robbing the bank again. What was the other thing? You also get stuff that you can use in the main game. I've already finished the main game, so it's kind of useless. And most of it's like assault stuff. I don't really know who's playing Deus Ex, with assault rifles and stuff. But if you are, good for you. That's just not how I plan on doing it. So yeah, Deus Ex DLC. Thumbs up, go and get it if you haven't. I don't know how much. I think it's $15 by itself, which is actually pretty fair. You can get a significant amount of hours through it. And if you're one of those people that enjoy replaying it through and through to get different endings and different stuff, there are multiple endings, I'm assuming, based on the way it ended. And yeah, so I would recommend definitely picking up Deus Ex, especially if you love Deus Ex, as I do. Unfortunately, I never played the first, or what was the first one? And when I say first one, I meant the one before this game, Mankind, Human Revolution. Never played that one. And now I worry that I've played the sequel and it's going to be too different to go back and play, so I'll just keep playing the DLC. So yeah, Deus Ex, Great downloadable piece of content. I recommend you go and pick it up right now. So let's get into my next thing, which is Mass Effect Andromeda. I realize these games are late, but shut up. Better late than never. I don't really. It just hurts. This is a bitter review, I will admit. I can admit that I'm being a little bit biased based on my bitterness. But Mass Effect Andromeda, I just can't do it. Let's talk about what I like first. I like that I never bothered to play the multiplayer. I like that. I like that the combat is actually quite decent. It's actually quite fun that you can jump and hover, and it's just more of Mass Effect combat but refined. And if anything, Mass Effect needs more refined combat. Go try and play the first one, man. I granted, like, it's a fucking 15-year-old game, but shit. Even back then, it was terrible. So that's really it that I liked. Oh no, actually, it starts really good. I was actually quite impressed at the start, and like we were reading the reviews and all that, and then Marcus and I were texting each other while we were playing it. We're like, "This is fucking awesome," GameSpot, IGN, talking shit as they usually do. Yep, having fun. And then like you hit a period where it's like, "Fuck this game. This game sucks." And that's because you start to realize how empty and devoid it is of anything that resembles what makes Mass Effect really good. And I will get into those. The characters are fucking boring. They're pretty much the same. This game could be summed up as like Mass Effect 2 and 3, but with different characters and in a different world, and it's nowhere near as good. You've got the characters that are the same archetypes as like, oh, I'm the cunt, oh, I'm the sniper, I'm a piece of shit, I'm the gay one, I'm the crazy one, I'm the woman, I'm the one with the chip on the shoulder. You know what I mean? Like, I get that those types of people exist in real life, but come on, be a little bit more imaginative. And with the characters, there's limited new races. The most that I found, new alien types, were 2. Now, so this might get a little bit spoilery, but come on, it's old, and I don't recommend playing this game anyway. So there's 2 new aliens. And technically, one of those... no, I'll let you play it. Anyway, so there's 2 new aliens, which is terrible, because that's what made Mass Effect so good in the first place, is all these different species with all this different vast backstory and all this stuff. And look, just get some creative people. Look, I can make up a new race for you. The Buddhas, and they're big fat Buddha looking people. How hard's that? There you go, have a backstory. And they like Zen gardens and stuff. They invented Zen gardens, and we saw it through a telescope in the 1200s, and the Japanese thought, fuck, that's a good idea, even though the Japanese didn't have telescopes. See, but it's your own world. You can, mate, do what you want. So yeah, I don't understand. This is what I don't understand about a lot of fantasy and sci-fi games. Like, how can you invent your own world and characters and species and races and everything and have it be shit? You think you would be good at it. You really would, but apparently not. There are 2 new races. One of them is kind of, it's okay. And then the other one is blech. Because they're the bad guys, obviously. But they're just... And the story is pretty much the same as Mass Effect, the other games anyway. Oh, we've come here. This species of alien is getting fucked up and taken hostage by this other species of alien who want to fucking destroy everything in the universe. Wow, where have I heard that theme before? Oh wait, Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3. Jesus. Like, oh, God. I don't know. Like, it's just, and then like, you get to the planets, and it's like, oh, thank God we can do this, this, and this, because there was an old species of alien here many years ago that was very smart. Wow, where have I heard that? Oh wait, Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3. Shit, like, fucking, just like, how, it's just, ugh. It hurts me, because I love Mass Effect so much, and they do this shit. There's other stuff in this game that sucks. First of all, what was I going to... Well, not first of all, I've been bitching about this for like 5 minutes now. There's no good or evil like the Paragon and the Renegade system, which was good because it opened up more dialogue options, or it opened up different choices, or it opened up different ways to do things. And in this game, that doesn't exist. So it's like flatline. It's just the same shit no matter what you pick. There's no major choices. I mean, you could make the argument that yes, all the major choices in the first 3 Mass Effects ultimately led to a shit ending that made no sense and just came out of nowhere, and it seemed really devoid and boring. But we didn't know that was the case. So while we were playing it, it was really good. We were making choices about, we can make fucking Saren kill himself if we got a good enough Paragon rating. We can fucking blow up an entire planet. We can, convince Rex not to start murdering everyone. We can, what else could you do? Could you cure the genophage or destroy it? There was something you could do with the genophage, I mean, okay, granted, it all ends up meaning nothing anyway, but isn't that the point, kind of? Like, it's a video game. But there was no major choices. There was like one choice at the beginning of like, what kind of settlement should we put here? I don't know if that made a difference at all, but I don't think it did. The dialogue options are even more vague. It's like from Fallout. Oh, good, bad, sarcastic, and that's it. Like, fuck, come on. Like, what made Mass Effect so great was the dialogue and the aliens and the history and what they were able to piece together and create. This vast world of all these characters and races and aliens and their histories. It's just not in this. Like, the gameplay in Mass Effect has never really been the best, but in this one, like, shit. Once you get to... So the whole point is to go to planets and go, this is our planet now, motherfucker. So you have to clear the planet of all the bad guys, which is the same fucking missions on every other planet, and then you plop down your little world, which I don't understand, because the size of the world you plop down is like the size of a house. I'm going to take this as not, what's the word? Hyperbole, that, we're fucking building shit over here, and this is big, and this is what's going to do this. But for a spaceship full of thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of things, it's a little bit small and it's a little bit shitty. And then you can do that, but you've got your planet viability. So your planet viability needs to be a certain percent in order to build your little stronghold. And then you can get it to 100% if you want. Now, of course, you're going to get it to 100% because you assume, mostly incorrectly, that that's going to add something to the game. You get an achievement. I believe that's it. So you go around doing the most boring fucking collect this, bring this scientist back, mark this crate, mark 10 more of this crate. It's like, how hard would it be to go, all right, we've got, say, 5 planets. Let's put 4 or 5 or 3 or 6, how many, like, unique missions that have a story that means something to that particular thing. Not just, hey, there's another settlement that needs your help. That is the equivalent of what these missions are in this game, and it is fucking terrible. And again, it hurts me to say, because when I was playing this game, I'm like, no, it's good. But looking back, it's just, this is fucking just shit, this game. What else pissed me off? Yeah, no decent choices. There's less shit with the dialogue. No good or evil. It's just boring. And it gets so much more boring later on, especially if you decide to enhance and try and make the worlds that you create better. So I do not recommend Mass Effect at all. If you can get it cheap, I don't know, give it honestly, look, if you loved Mass Effect to the point that I did, and I liked it beyond all just a creepily amount, then don't get it, because it will piss you off. And it pisses... Look, the writing was on the wall, honestly, because it looked terrible in all the trailers. It has a fucking god-awful... The name suits it, Andromeda. I get shit for talking bad about the name, but how uninspiring. You had to call it Andromeda. Oh, yeah, but it's a galaxy. Oh, yeah, it makes sense. No, it doesn't, shit. Every fucking producer left, and of course they've been busy making that other Destiny clone that looks like crap anyway, Anthem. So yeah, Mass Effect, bad, don't get it. Maybe get it if it's really cheap, just for a laugh, or you're just bored. I would have trouble fucking recommending it. Alright, so yeah, don't get it. Now, Prey. Prey, that's a decent change of pace. So Prey has been, was rumoured for fucking years. I've played the first Prey, which I thought was actually really good, where you played as a Chief Grand Cherokee. Not the car, so that was fun. I don't think I've ever done that in a video game since or before. So yeah, I like that. And when they were saying they were doing a second one like 10 years ago, I was like, okay, cool. Then it got shit canned, then it was coming back, then it got shit canned again, then it got shipped to a different developer, and then finally, Prey came out. So Prey essentially is BioShock in space, but shittier. And that's not, I don't mean that it's a shit game. It's just BioShock is just so good that how could it reach the heights of that? So yeah, Prey is essentially BioShock but shittier, and that's put that on the box. It's got a good story in my opinion. You know, you're in space. You're kind of like the only one that's on the space. Well, not the only one on the spaceship, but you're like just woken up on a spaceship, and it's like shit's going down. You need to do this. Your brother's talking to you on your headset, so to tell you what to do and what's going on. And you learn as you play, like what the motives are, what's going on, who's a cunt, who's trying to lead you astray, and what's going down. But the characters, I think, overall that you meet along the way are kind of weak. The brother's kind of a loser. The other ones you don't really like. You can literally go, oh, he needs my help. I helped him, and then he'll come back and go, oh, thanks for helping me. Here, have this piece of shit that you don't really need. And that's pretty much it to the extent of the characters, unfortunately. I think they could have definitely expanded upon that. But yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting though. But the issue with the story is, and I hope I'm not giving anything away. It's the same with BioShock or like movies. Movies such as, I'm not a big movie person, but like M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong. You know the twist is coming, so when the twist happens, it doesn't have that same impact. Although the twist in this was actually, I knew there was going to be a twist, because of course there would be, but I was not expecting it to. It's something that Marcus and I joke about all the fucking time about endings of things, and it was actually fucking true. So I had a good laugh. Yeah, the combat is BioShock again, first person shooter, where you have powers. The powers are actually quite varied in that you can be good or bad kind of with them. You've got your good powers and your bad powers and how you choose. So if you pick all bad powers, the characters will run away from you, which is actually pretty cool. But again, I don't know, it's kind of annoying because you don't want to have to be micromanaging, going, oh, I really want this power, but if I get any more on this side, I can't do this shit. So I couldn't see the draw of picking all the bad powers. Maybe there is. I'd picked mostly good ones because they were mostly useful anyway. So yeah, that's cool. You've got your weapons, and they're quite varied. But again, ironically, your wrench is like the most powerful weapon you can have. So I definitely recommend upgrading that before anything else. But yeah, like the combat's really good. It teaches you well. Although the glue gun pissed me off because I thought the glue gun was pretty much the only way that you could get from point A to point B if it was like you couldn't figure out a way. Anyway, you can unlock doors and hack doors and do this shit. I didn't know that. So if I boot up the game and show you, the first part of the level where you get the glue gun is just me trying to create all these steps to get to the second level. And every time I go back there, I laugh because there is quite a bit of backtracking towards the end of the game, which irritated me. It definitely feels like a grind because the enemies are hard. And there's a lot of them. But that kind of works because then you have to try, and you don't really ever feel like, I've got this, I can just fucking waltz through the game. Which towards the end got a bit of a pain in the ass because, you know, when you can see the end line you can see the end in sight, but the game's making you do all this shit and you're like, fuck this, I just want to finish the game. So towards the end of the game, I just ran past all the combat because it kind of got tedious. But it is quite fun, especially if you divvy up the powers and the weapons and stuff like that. And you're definitely going to need powers, in my opinion. Again, you can research them by using a camera. BioShock, again, it's very, very BioShock themed. And I know people are going to leave comments going, oh, no, but BioShock was System Shock. Yeah, well, move on. So yeah, there is some issues that I have that I take great. Oh no! Before we get into that, it's got a great atmosphere, especially when you first wake up and you're like, "Oh God, what's going on?" And then you get to go out into space. There's zero gravity parts. The map or the space shuttle that you're on is both good and bad to navigate through. Sometimes it can be a complete pain in the ass, like going up the elevator shaft or whatever it is, trying to find stuff. It's a pain in the ass, but most of it, great atmosphere, looks great, plays great, all that good stuff. But there are some issues. My major issue, or two major issues, are the load times are fucking just obnoxious. They take for fucking ever. Fuck the load times. They're a pain in my ass, especially because like obviously you've only got a finite amount of rooms and space that you can go into, so you keep having to go back because I unlocked this power, now I can come back here and fix this or open this, and then so you're doing a lot of backtracking and going to the same places, and it gets fucking old quick, the load times. The other thing is the fucking audio mix. Now, I don't know if this is an issue if you have headphones, but I have got 7.1, or 7. No, I did have 7.2, but I turned the other subwoofer off, which is a bit much. So normally with surround sound, dialogue comes out of the front speakers, and this is like, these are, not your crappy Sony ones that are made out of plastic. These are good. Trust me, it sounds really good in here. But this fucking audio mix had the dialogue coming through the back surrounds, so it was hard. So I had to try and turn the camera to not face the person I'm talking to, so the fucking audio would come out of the front speakers. So half the dialogue was hard to fucking hear. I don't understand. That pissed me off to no end. There's a lack of entertaining side quests. They're all kind of the same of just go here and get this. There's a side quest for finding like all the people on the space station. Fuck that. Who could be bothered? I don't know. They're kind of uninspiring, to be honest. But you have to do them because that's how you unlock most of the cool stuff. There's mad glitches. This goes for Mass Effect as well, but I never really hit any of them, luckily. But, they are there, so be warned. Apparently there was a big one on PC that was just like crash the entire game and you wouldn't be able to continue your progress. So yeah, that's pretty much Prey. If you haven't played it, I recommend getting it. It's actually a really good game. So thumbs up. It's cheap at the moment at Target and Big W, I believe. In Australia, I think it's like $40, $30. I think it's $40. I'd pay $40 for it. Definitely a great game. Well, it's a good game. Good game. Go and pick it up if you haven't. If you really like games like Bioshock and System Shock and, stuff like that, definitely pick it up. If you like games with a decent, interesting thriller-esque story, I would pick it up as well. It's definitely got a lot going for it. A lot of people shat on it, which I think is kind of unfair because I thought it was actually quite a decent game. So yeah, go and pick up Prey if you haven't already. Now, my last review thingy is Xbox Games Pass. So Xbox Games Pass, if you don't know, I think it's $12 Australian a month, and in that you get to download and play any games that they put in the package. So in the game, there was Halo, Saints Row, a ton of fucking Xbox 360 arcade games, which we'll get into in a moment. So any of those games you can download and play as long as you still have an active subscription. Kind of like Netflix, but for games, is how I would describe it. It is a great idea. I think it's a very good idea, especially if you just got an Xbox, or you were previously maybe a PlayStation 3 owner, and now you've moved into the current gen and got a Xbox One over a PlayStation 4. Why you would do that? Maybe you have. It's great for those if you've missed out on heaps of Xbox 360 games, which are really good. However, the issue is that they launched it with like fucking the worst games and the crappiest games and a very sparse line of games. I mean, the only ones from this gen are Saints Row 4, which was last gen anyway, Mad Max, and Halo, the new Halo, which is like $20 now in store. So granted, Microsoft don't really have that many games to be giving away in their subscription thing, but if they want to make it worthwhile, I think they need to put a ton more decent games in there, because it is, you're paying for it. It's not like games with gold where they just throw anything and you really can't complain because it's free, even though it's not, and I hate when people say, oh yeah, I love getting free games. They definitely need more games. So my recommendation is, if you can use your trial later, wait and use your trial until they put a game on there that you like. I used it and downloaded Farming Simulator. Played that for like 5 minutes. What the fuck just happened? God damn it. Sorry about that. My fucking camera. I'm trying to use a different camera. I might go back to using my old camera because it just turned off. I don't know why. Anyway, yeah, I downloaded Farm Simulator and I thought that was crap, so I didn't stop playing. I stopped playing it. But yeah, it's also a great thing if you have good internet. If you have bad internet and you're trying to download 40 to 50, 60 gig of games, it's probably going to be a bit shit. Especially if you download it and then decide, well, I'm not going to pay for this anymore, and then you can't play it, so you've got 50, 60 gigs of shit just sitting there. So definitely take that into consideration, please. It's a nice price, I think, depending on how many games they can actually fucking start to get in there that are decent. But yeah, I would expect to see like a live bundle if they haven't done that already, where you can pay $20 or whatever and get live and things. So yeah, look, it's probably going to be a good system later. At the moment, it's shit, and I would not recommend it. So let's get into my previews for next time. I will be talking to you nice people through this podcast system. Persona 5, still playing it. Still, probably only put 30 hours into it at the moment, and I'm still probably like fucking 10% completed of the game, but I'm still going to play that, and I'll be talking about it next week. Fucking Metal Dinosaur game I can't remember the name of. Oh, what is it? I know I got it at the start of the episode. Well, I don't know why, but I can never remember the name of Horizon Zero Dawn. That's it, probably because it's a fucking shit name for a game. I'll be talking about that and my thoughts. I still haven't finished it. I tried so hard yesterday to put it back in and try and finish it, and I'm just like, I just can't. And I will talk about why next time. And Tom Clancy Wildlands, which I talked a little bit about in my other video. I think it sucks. So yeah, we'll be talking about that. Now, I asked you guys, let me just get your answers up on my laptop computer, what your thoughts were on DLC and what is your favorite downloadable content. So my favorite downloadable content, I'm going to go on a bit of a... It was very hard to nail it, very hard to pin it down. And I agree with a lot of the ones you guys were saying. And my favorite downloadable content, this is a cop-out answer, I don't care, is the one in Fallout 3 that let you fucking continue playing the game after the ending. No, I can't say that. That's a cop-out. But yeah, luckily I bought Fallout 3... Oh, hang on. I can't remember now. I bought Fallout 3 before that all happened. So luckily I bought Fallout 3 and just continued to keep playing, but apparently it was a big thing. No, my favorite downloadable content is probably Grand Theft Auto The Lost and Damned. And the reason is because that was kind of like the first, like, fuck you, we're going to make a piece of downloadable content and it is going to be fucking huge. And it was really fun. It was probably more fun than Grand Theft Auto 4. Ballad of Gay Tony was actually quite nice too, but I never finished it. But The Lost and Damned was probably... Because it was like, this is downloadable content. It was big. It came with new weapons, new characters, a whole new story that was fucking its own standalone game, for Christ's sake. New cars, new motorbikes, expanded on the Grand Theft Auto universe. It was just so big and so incredible for what it was that was probably my favorite piece of downloadable content, because it kind of set the bar, I think. Other great ones include any of the Fallout New Vegas. What was it? I can't remember. One of those. Those were good. It was hard to come up with because I played that much fucking downloadable content, unfortunately. That it was hard to nail down. So all the Mass Effect ones. So let's see what you guys said. I'll start with my emails. This was a bit of an anarchist opinion. Come from Billy Joe. My favorite DLC would be no DLC. I already bought the game. How much more fucking money do they want? I don't know. I used to feel that way, but then, like I said, they became such a big thing. I definitely agree that, like, if they've cut it out of the game to make downloadable content, that's fucked. Don't support that. But we live in an age now where it's so easy for developers to start making little add-ons and just put them online and you can download them, and most of them now are actually quite good. Map packs and stuff, I think not a lot of people... I don't know, that's just probably me, because I'm not a big multiplayer guy, so I don't know if they're selling well. I'm assuming that they would. But yeah. So this is from DJ Pantsu. Saints Row 4, How the Saints Saved Christmas. That was actually quite funny. I have played that. I probably wouldn't be in my top 5, but definitely a good piece of downloadable content. Anyway, this one comes from Aaron, who decided to write a fucking letter to me. You remember Aaron? He was on my one of my KieranCast talking about Nintendo. So he says, "Dear Mr. Kieran M. Films." There's a reason behind that name. We went to high school together. I'll tell you. And on the first day of year 7, you rock up and they're going to call the roll, the names for the first day. And they, Aaron, yep, I'm here. Everyone else here, yep. And then I'm like, okay, we're going through. My name will be soon. And then they go, Kieran. Everyone's looking around going, who the fuck? And then they say my last name. And I'm like, God damn it, what's this shit? So I'm like, that's not my name. And they're like, all right, we'll just go to the office and they'll change it. So I went to the office. Yeah, this isn't my name. I don't know how this happened. This is my proper name. And they're like, yep. And then from then on, throughout high school, fucking 6 years, 5 years, however, how long? Yeah, 5 years. I was Kieran on every official piece of paper because I told them fucking once a week, probably, this is not my name, and they never bothered to change it. So on my reports, on my fucking certificates, on my, spastic achievement awards, my name's spelt wrong. And I told them that many times. Ugh. Anyway, he says, I've been watching your videos for the last 10 years and think you are the bee's knees. This is where he starts being sarcastic. There are a lot of YouTubers out there, very few with the guts to stand by their boring, dated, and frankly garbage format. Thank you. I love my garbage format. Where's the high production intro? Where's the merch store advertising at the end of the videos? Do you even have merch? Fuck you. No, I do not. Never. I've been approached. Oh, you want to make some... Who in their right fucking mind is going to walk around with a shirt that says my name or has my face on it? It's just fucking stupid. I know I'm not a celebrity because I make crappy YouTube videos. Anyway, he is replying to my DLC, and I will read his comment. Witcher 3 DLC was ace, $30, and you got like half a new Witcher game. I agree. Witcher 3 downloadable content was incredible. I haven't beat the second one, though, fortunately. Also, there was a physical release where you could get the Gwent cards with the downloadable code, which is like, just sell the cards standalone, you dick. You can buy them on eBay for like $100 and something. Fucking stop putting downloading codes in boxes. Remember when Konami released Metal Gear Solid 5 on disc on PC and it had like a Steam installer? Fuck Konami. I definitely agree. That was fucking ridiculous. Best DLC was obviously Splatoon, though. Released the game with nothing while patching free content to kill the 32 gigabytes of storage on the Wii U. Genius. Yeah. Aaron really likes Splatoon. I don't know if that's sarcastic or he's being serious. I also like that Evolve paved the way for games to have a second season pass. Second season passes, yeah. Street Fighter 5 has 2, Rainbow Six has 2. What a time to be alive. I don't understand why those have 2. Street Fighter, from memory, a lot of people got pissy about. Rainbow Six Siege I actually quite like, but there's still no Australian army dude in there. And I was reading reports and like, well, we based who we put in the game, so like based on how many people from that country are playing it. And I'm like, well, fucking, you just can't put the SASR in there, or you can combine us with New Zealand. I don't care. I'd probably pay for that. That'd be cool. Anyway, moving on. And there's Destiny, which patches in 2 extra games they've locked off, forcing you to download like 30 gigabytes, even when you can't access them. Have it as a separate expansion, not a patch. Fuck this shit. If Witcher 3 isn't a patch, this sure as shit shouldn't be. All in all, there are no good DLCs. Now I'm really fucking pissed off. Thanks, Kieran. You can't. Your friend Aaron. Well, thank you, Aaron. To your last point, I got the shits really bad when Battlefield used to do that. They would make you download the entire downloadable stuff. I believe it's got something to do with compatibility, so you have it, so you can render the model or whatever. I don't know, but I definitely agree. There should be ways to work around that by now. My last email comes from IDFK. I don't know what that means. He says, The Ballad of Gay Tony, The Last of Us Left Behind, or The Witcher 3 Blood and Wine. Thank you for your email. I've never played The Last of Us DLC because I don't know. The Last of Us was just ended so perfectly. It now pisses me off that they're going to have all this shit. Now we're going to get into your comments on my video. N7 Brown says Mass Effect 3, The Citadel DLC, or Fallout New Vegas, Old World Blues. Definitely agree. Those were some great DLCs. You must be as pissed off as I are with Mass Effect. I can tell by the fact that your name is N7 Brown and your photo is the N7 logo. Yorick says Elder Scrolls 4 Shivering Isles, best DLC ever. Never played it. I played Elder Scrolls, obviously, but I never played it. There was a time in my life when I was big into gaming, but didn't... Because this was when Microsoft points were a thing, and I didn't have a credit card or a card that I could use online, so I never got any downloadable content. Because fuck points, because in Australia, like, normally points, this is going back, if you remember, DLC back in the day was 800 points. In Australia, you could only buy 1,500 point cards. So fucking, and I believe Australia was the only country that had 15 point cards. So as a thing, I'm like, fuck, I'm not buying this shit. Because what am I going to buy with the other remaining cards? So, I don't know, just didn't buy it. I saved my money to buy games with. And then, of course, Man Boob King says Horse Armor was better than Shivery Isles. Yes. Everyone, see, that's what I mean. Look at how DLC has expanded over the years. And then we've got Lek Dog, who I know, who is quite a big commenter on my crappy videos. Thank you for sticking around. I talk about Fallout 3's The Pit, bloody good DLC. Remember playing it offline and making my achievements look shit because they weren't dated. Yes, we've all been there. I don't think I've played The Pit. I believe that was the one the slave colony or whatever. Never played it because I didn't have the Game of the Year edition of Fallout, so I never played most of the DLC. I believe I played Operation Anchorage, whatever. I'm pretty sure I played that. Anyway, Gabriel K says, I have to agree with you, Kieran, and go with Ballad of Gay Tony. It was everything quality DLC should be and even more. A different protagonist, story, weapons, cars, you name it. It was also a good contrast from GTA's 4 Dark Side serious story to more of a bright and fun one. And the way they tied it in with GTA 4 and Lost of Dam was amazing. Definitely agree. That's, like I said, on my opinion of DLC, it's good that like when they make a big impact, not just horse armor. And then the last part of your comment, I think a lot of people are going to agree with, is geez, Rockstar, GTA 5 story DLC, which could have been something special. Shame online happened. So there may be multiple reasons for that. A, they're in a massive lawsuit with one of the old producers, which, if you believe anything Marcus says, that is the reason that we have no Red Dead Redemption, no story DLC. We don't have Bully 2, which he is still holding on to. Good old Marcus, he's trying, but it's never going to happen, mate. So that may be why. Or they're just making so much fucking money off this online crap that I can't believe you people are still playing. It puzzles me. Look, playing Grand Theft Auto Online and going around in a big open world with your friends is fun, but shit does it get boring. And then we finally waited. We waited 2 fucking years for Heist DLC, and it was shit. So, no, it is surprising. I don't know why. It could have been something really cool, but if all that energy is going back to making Red Dead, then that should be cool anyway. Killer HD Gaming says, my favourite DLC is Blood Dragon. Never played it. Oh, no, that's a lie. Blood Dragon. That's that weird Far Cry one, isn't it? I played probably 10 minutes at a Ubisoft event once and thought it was fun, and then I drank too much. The Red Dead Redemption DLC was pretty good. I'm assuming you mean the zombie one. I liked the zombie one. It was in that awkward time, which unfortunately I think we've gone through, and now we're back into the hating zombies because fuck, this is boring. But that was right at that time when zombies were just fucking like, give me something else. But yeah, other than that, it was quite fun. It was incredibly different than the narrative of the main thing, which was actually quite cool. Chicks Dig the Stutter says, Wolfenstein The Old Blood. I agree, that was a great DLC. It was the best DLC to come out of this generation in my opinion. GTA 5 disappointed me because they didn't come out with story DLC and just decided to focus on shitty online expansions. I feel like Red Dead Redemption 2 will probably do the same with their DLC. I also enjoyed Fallout 4 DLCs besides the Nuka-Cola one, but they did not put as much love into their expansions as they did with Fallout 3 and New Vegas. Oh, i.e. New Vegas. Are you trying to say that Fallout New Vegas is an expansion of Fallout 3? Because Fallout New Vegas, I'm saying it, better than Fallout 3. Just scared the shit out of the cat then, but I don't care. So yeah, I need those notes, actually, you dickhead. Yeah, that's my opinion. Cop it. But yeah. See, a lot of you guys agree, which makes me think that you are all smart. That's what I love about you guys. Even though there's not that many of you, but I would rather have you guys commenting with brains who know stuff about video games than go, where's the Minecraft videos? Like half these idiots on YouTube have. Next one, Ashes Arise. Another name that I recognise. Thank you for coming back. Fuck yes, vids just keep coming. I know. I'm spoiling you. I'll just go recent for me, and that is Blood and Wine and Hearts of Stone are my recent faves. You just get sheer amounts of content and some bloody great storytelling. Definitely agree. I haven't played the Wine one. Oh no, I haven't finished the Wine one because I got overwhelmed with how much stuff I could do, and then other games come out. But I've still got it installed. So I'm definitely going to try and get back into it. He also says, rarely buys DLC these days, to be honest, unless it's really worth it, or in some cases, developers that can't decide to wrap it up via story DLC. Wrap up the story via DLC. Yeah, I definitely agree. That's bullshit. It sucks when that happens. And, you speak with your wallet, so I definitely agree, don't do that. Rogue and Cold-Blooded 1 says, Dying Light the Following was a pretty good DLC. Never played it. I really wanted to play Dying Light, but it never, ever, ever got cheap. It was always fucking full price. And I'm like, no, fuck, I'm not paying full price for this shit. And it's probably cheap now, but I'm just so over it, I don't want to play it anymore. So there you go. Rogueblock says, favourite DLC was Lair the Shadow Broker and Bring Back the Mohawk. The Mohawk's still under here, don't worry. It's just a pain in the ass to do at the moment. I've got to get it cut. Yeah, Shadow Broker was really fun, finding out who the Shadow Broker was, finally meeting that type of alien. Oh, look at that, Mass Effect. You should be taking notes for your next shitty game. Oh, wait, you didn't. Okay. Jay Flying, best DLC of all time, Citadel for Mass Effect. 3, gave a proper goodbye to your crew, and the original didn't give. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not going to talk about the Mass Effect 3 ending because it upsets me. So thank you guys for your comments. I'm sure there's more that I didn't get the time to talk about. So yes, that's it. So until next time, ladies and gentlemen, next week or next time we'll be talking about the fucking dinosaur game that I can't remember the name of. Why'd I close the book? They have written down what I was going to talk about. Shit. Wildlands, Persona 5, and I want to know your answers and my answers to what is your favorite game that everyone else fucking hates. Leave a comment or send me an email at KieranCast@gmail.com or a voicemail or a video, whatever. Send it to me. I will put it on here because I don't give a shit. No copyrighted stuff, please. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, rate, comment, and subscribe. Tell me if you like this. I'm going to make my table, so this is a bit of an awkward angle, but we'll fix it. So until next time, rate, comment, and subscribe. I'm out. Au revoir.